Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome to another Marvel Strike Force video. This one, we're going to go over the newest community update that talks about the Wakandan team and the changes to the Dark Dimension. We're also going to take a look at another Datamine, the newest one that just came out last night, that gives a little bit of info as far as what to expect in the coming weeks. So first, before we jump into that, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So Wakanda forever. So this is this is the one Wakanda forever update. We have known about some of these people coming out. Okoye, again, I always mess up her name, but she's been, we've seen her before. She's been in the raids. We've seen her on MSF.gg. They've got her picture and everything there. And then we found out about this Wakandan Raid team. This is a raid-specific team. Now, they've had raid characters launched before, specifically Storm. She was launched several months ago as a raid-specific character. And in this specific team, though, this is a raid-specific team with raid-specific buffs that we haven't necessarily seen before, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I'm not, but I think I'm good. But where an entire team is designed around a raid and have those raid buffs. Now, we did get the Kree that make an amazing raid team. Absolutely, everything's cool there. And we did get Mantis, where she was geared more towards the raids than Groot was or is. But this entire team seems to be geared around the raids. Let's go ahead and jump into kind of what this is. So that's kind of the background. We know we have Black Panther and Okoye. They're going to be getting a little bit of a rework as we get closer to this team being launched. And they do say over the next few months in here, right here. So where it talks about Sheree and M'Baku and Killmonger making their way to the roster in the next few months. So this is going to take some time for all of these characters to come out. So let's go through each one. So Black Panther, alongside him we have this powerful mystic protector, which is going to be M'Baku, and he can sustain high amounts of damage by using his abilities to both build charge and increase his block chance. Now this whole raid team seems to be all about charges and crit chance and stuff like that. All right, Killmonger, we've seen him. If you haven't seen my video on him, I just released that the other day. I'll go ahead and put a link up to that. Very cool character, very specific kit. Animations really aren't all that special, but he does quite a bit of damage, and I like how he's playing. But he just came out on the 12th. Okoye here is a skill controller who provides team support through her offensive attacks. You've faced a version of her before in raids. We talked about that a little bit. They're going to be changing her up a little bit along with Black Panther. Don't know what that looks like, but again, they're going to give us some details once we get closer. And then Sheree. So we have a new legendary character coming out, and it is Sheree. We just found that out. We found it out through some data mines and stuff, but she brings her brilliance to the team as a tech-based support. So she's going to provide healing support as well as charge and ability energy to other Wakandan allies. Sheree will be the keystone member of Wakanda, protecting and feeding the abilities of her teammates. So we're going to have some more orbs flying all over the place. Her influence is so great that Sheree will be the next legendary character to unlock. We'll release the requirements for her legendary event in a future blog, so we should be seeing that coming up. We have a blog come out tomorrow, hopefully. If they do that, I don't know if we're going to see that tomorrow or we're going to see that a little bit later on down the road. I'm guessing we're probably going to see it a little bit later on down the road because we have Alliance Wars coming up, and we got a little tease on Alliance Wars coming up in that data mine, so stick around for that. I'm going to guess, as far as requirements go for Sheree, really the only two teams, the only characters that really make sense to me to go and unlock Sheree is going to be the Wakandan team and Avengers. Those two just make the most sense to me. Nothing else really does unless they throw some other kind of thing at us. All right, so there we go. That's the Wakandan team. That's the raid team. We're going to expect these characters over the next few months. Really excited for that. Looking forward to the new legendary event because I've got all the legendary characters now. Now I just got to star them up to 7-star. But really looking forward to that and seeing what that team can do in the raids. Next, Dark Dimension. So we did hear in the last update that there were some changes being made to the Dark Dimension. Not the update, sorry. The last Datamine. And I was really concerned about it because they said that they were going to be making changes to the requirements, making them more stricter. And if you've previously been able to get into Dark Dimension, if you don't meet those new requirements, then you're not going to have access to it. It's not as drastic as what I was originally thinking. So Dark Dimension here, they're doing some retuning of it. There's a mention of the Dark Dimension in the Datamine that we're going to go over in just a few minutes. But they are going to do some retuning in there. And it looks like the only thing that they really did was raise the minimum gear requirements to gear tier 10. So when they first mentioned this, I was curious why they didn't just retune the Dark Dimension to the requirements that they had originally set. It's probably much easier to raise the requirements to meet the Dark Dimension difficulty than it is to retune the entire Dark Dimension. So it makes sense to me. Gear tier 10 is not that difficult. It is, I don't want to say it's easy to get to, but it's not insane. It's not like trying to get to gear tier 12 or gear tier 13. So that's not too bad. I think that's good because there's a whole lot of frustration, I think, right now when you go into Dark Dimension. We know it was going to be tough and damn near impossible. However, getting up to the proper level, getting your characters geared appropriately, I think will be much easier. Not much easier, but, you know, a little easier to live with. And it says the new gear tier combined with the 6-star requirement will better prepare everyone for the challenges of the Dark Dimension, which makes sense to me. There is a little thing in here about the leaderboards. They are going to be updating those. They are going to be offline for a little while until they get some additional support to be able to put it back in. But those will it'll eventually come back. So that's the Dark Dimension. Shield Assault Blitz. So a few weeks ago they ran a poll and everybody chose the Shield Assault for a Blitz out of the Shield minions. I think this was a good choice. I definitely need to get my Shield Assault guy up a little bit more, but that Blitz is going to be coming up. We're going to be coming up next week, which will be cool. Right now we currently have War Machine, and if you don't have him or if you're close to starring him up, definitely push hard on that because War Machine I think is going to be awesome in Alliance Wars. Again, he's built for Alliance Wars. He teams up with Iron Man very well. Definitely do that. I did do a thing on War Machine. If you haven't seen it, then I'll go ahead and link that up here so you can take a look at that. But he's very cool. He's definitely worth it, in my opinion. And then Nick Fury finally comes around. So they said they've heard our calls for Nick Fury. I think they just needed to retune it. So the preview for Nick Fury's legendary event begins next week, and then that'll lead directly into his event. So I don't know what they mean by the preview for his event, unless it's just the typical ×2 for the Kree minions. I don't know what kind of retuning was done. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like next week. All right, and that was the newest community update. So let's go ahead and jump into the newest Datamine that came out just last night. All right, so we have this Code Green Blitz milestone. So you're going to earn points towards the Code Green Blitz milestone by winning Blitz battles with specific characters. We've seen this type of Blitz before, but it's Loki and Iron Fist, Drax and Mantis, Groot, Gamora, Mordo, and Vision. And 3-star or higher to earn more points per Blitz win. And then rewards include Mega and Gold Orb fragments, as well as fragments towards the event exclusive Lucky Orb. So that must be because of St. Patrick's Day coming up, right? So start earning points and get lucky today. So that's got to be coming out like really quick, like within the next couple days. Next, we saw this in our in-game mail. So pick upcoming anniversary event. You go to their Facebook page and you take the poll, and you're going to be able to choose between Rocket Raccoon, Wasp, Miss Marvel, Storm, and Pyro. I am really hoping, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to put my vote in for. I'm going to put my vote in for Storm. I've already got Rocket Raccoon maxed. Really not keen on Wasp and Miss Marvel, so it's really, I mean, they're good. I have them in some really good teams, but the two that I'd really push for is Storm and Pyro, but I really, really want Storm. So, but then again, Pyro, Storm can be farmed out of a node, but Pyro can't. so maybe it should be Pyro. I don't know. So anyway, we have that coming up. And then Alliance War Tip 3. These tips really, they're really not all that impactful, I guess. So it says, communicate with Alliance members to maximize your effectiveness. Yes. Balance your offense and defense team power. Yes, we kind of gathered that from the information that we've been given so far out of it. Defend high-value rooms again. Yep, and then attack wisely and look out for strategic traps. So that's what the next Alliance War tip is going to be. Dark Dimension rework, it looks like it's going to get delayed. Not sure for how long, but they are delaying that a little bit. The retuning or the requirements increase or whatever must be taking a little bit more time. And then finally, the Alliance War preview video. I think this is cool. I don't know when. It's got to be soon. So Alliance War is coming soon. Watch this video to get a first look at the game-changing new feature. Prepare your teams for battle. And remember, every hero counts. So I'm looking forward to seeing that video. If anything, just to see what the Alliance War looks like. So you can count on people really taking a good look at that video to try and make sense out of what this new feature is going to be. We should get it pretty soon. And there you go, everybody. That's what I wanted to show you tonight. Just go over the newest update from the devs on what's coming up in the game, and then the newest Datamine that just came out last night. So I'm curious what your thoughts are. And as always, I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.